I don't even know how to feel with me about to say this, but it is Tuesday, October 29th. And in 2 weeks, I will be moving to California. I never thought I would be saying I would be moving to California. And although right now I don't know how long it is, I, fingers crossed, have a job opportunity, but I'm still taking the steps into going out there. And if I'm being honest with y'all, it was an impulsive decision. I had just got back from, like I said, the trip in August, and I was like, I didn't want to leave. Like, I just didn't want to leave. Like, I felt like I was like finally like in a place where I felt comfortable. Like, I don't have the videos anymore, but like a bitch was crying that like when I came back. Like, I was on the phone with my friend and he was like, you need to get out the house, because like, why are you crying so much? Like, that's how bad I didn't want to leave. But like I said, if you've been on this journey with me of just like knowing how much I love California, last year, okay, I was working at this place. I got this job, and I was like, this is gonna be the job that's gonna get me back to California. And I got the job and I fucking hated it, okay? I ended up walking out on the job. If you know, you know. If you are a true subscriber to the channel, you know I quit the job. I walked out of the job. And I was kind of jobless for a while. I was very much so jobless for a while. But I did have something kind of like lined up, but like it was still like anticipating if I was going to get it. And I did end up getting that job. And that job allowed me to be able to travel back and forth to California, which is the only state that I've been traveling for in the last 2 years. But I feel like I was just on that journey of like, I don't want to say seeing if I liked it, but I love it. And if I'm being honest, in the midst of doing all of that, this is like being vulnerable. In the midst of traveling back and forth to California, I had help falling back in love with myself and back in love with where I'm from. And I cannot not say thank you to them, because when you're going through anything with anyone, no matter what it is, if it's back surgery, that's just what I went through, if it's therapy, if it's your uncle's death, if it's your mother, like when people really go through those seasons with you, in the midst of them even trying to discover themselves, like they really fuck with you and they really love you. And one thing therapy kind of built up a wall for me was being extremely vulnerable, because I didn't at the time want to get my heart broken. I was afraid to be vulnerable. I was afraid to kind of really be who I knew I was of my nature to be, because I had been, let down before. I was a lot of things, and I'm not saying that even the person that helped me find my way back to myself was perfect, but in the midst of them not even being perfect, they still motivated me to be a better version of myself. And although we're kind of in this weird transition, if I could ever tell them anything, I would definitely tell them that I genuinely do love them. Because going through therapy, not only did I fall back in love with the state and my hometown that I'm from, I fell back in love with myself, and I fell back in love with God. And a lot of times we don't like giving people their credit, because we can be too prideful, or we feel like we can be too vulnerable. But I feel like that's really love, is when someone can push you back to God. Someone can make you deal with the triggers. Someone can make you really deal with yourself. And although I was always afraid to tell them like I love them, I hope that they know I love them. And one thing I know about love is that shit hurts. That shit hurts, because when you really do love, with love comes letting go. And not that I'm wanting to really let them go, but I think within this journey of where I'm going, I have to. And my mom will always say, like, you can go to Halifax and back. And if a person is for you, they're for you. If anything is for you, it's for you. And so with me making my way to, I don't even know why I needed to say that, but I think I just needed to get it out to myself. Because I don't know what God has for me in San Diego. Like, I have no idea what's out there. But I do know I want to be able to experience California and San Diego, my birthplace, that was kind of stripped away from me, that I've always said 30 years ago. It was stripped. And I've always experienced San Diego in a place of a death place. Like, I always go there just to see my brother's gravesite. I'm always living off of memories of everyone else and how it was 30 years ago. And I want to be able to experience San Diego in my own way, my own memories. Hopefully there's a better life for me down there for me and my son. Hopefully the love of my life is coming or is there. I don't know, but my best friend just got back from Woman Evolve, and she had shared the videos with me, and I had been watching them, and it was talking about surrender. And a lot of times we want our love life to look one way. We want parenting for our children to look one way. We want the job to look one way. We really just want our life to look a certain way. And I think surrendering the idea of what I want my life to look like, how my gifts and talents are going to be used, I think I'm just finally at a place of letting God really have full control over my life. And I know with taking that full control and allowing him to do whatever he needs to do, I really have to take my hands off him. Like, I really have to throw up my hands up and surrender. Like, you got it. Because if I could have it my way, it would be moving down there with this thing happening and that thing happening and having this California love story. But I just don't know what God has for me. I know I love what I do. I love God. I love to encourage. I love to be a hood preacher princess. And I just love, like, I love my son. I want a better life for us. And I'm not saying that there's not a better life here in Nashville. It's just I feel like Nashville's time is up for me for right now. And I want to experience more. So, with that being said, my name is Marcella, and I am going back to my madre's hometown where I was born. I am from San Diego, California, and I want to take you guys on that journey with me of experiencing this in my way, the Marcella way, the God way. Let me not say my way, but my perfect memories that God is going to help me to be able to create. Like I said, I don't know what's down there for me. I don't know what's coming. But we just gonna see what God do. We gonna see what God do. I promise to give you all the raw, authentic moments of my life. No hiding. No, none of that. So I don't think you guys can see, but I am currently trying to decide what I'm throwing away shoe-wise, what I'm taking with me for the time being that I'm gonna be down there. And we just gonna see what happens. You know, we gonna see. So welcome to this first Art by MONKA Marcella documentary of my life, taking it back, going back to Cali. So I love you guys. And that's kind of it. That's all. So let's just go ahead and start packing. That's it.